So, as I said, patterns and sequences. Okay, so we're having this chapter done, right? Okay, and you may ask, why am I starting it on the week you're starting your pre? Because I have to get it done for June, right? Okay, and it's all about June. I don't care about next week. So, patterns and sequences. Okay, right, okay. So sequences, right, okay. It's about what number comes next in a sequence. Okay, so we have, if you have a sequence, 2, 4, 6, 8, what's next? 2, 4, 6, 8, what do you think is next? 10, 12, etc. Okay, so it's predicting what comes next. Okay, so if I have a sequence 7, 10, 13, what do you think is next? 16, what's next? 19, what am I doing? Adding 3, isn't it? Right, here it's all the even numbers, that's my rule. Okay, here I'm adding 3, agreed? So I'll just put rule here. What am I doing? Even numbers, or you could say I'm adding 2 as well. Here I'm adding 3. What about this one? 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Can anyone spot what I'm doing here? Adding. What am I doing? Multiplying by, what would I be multiplying by? 2. I'm multiplying by 2, aren't I? Okay. What about this one? Now let's see. 10, 5, 0, minus 5, minus 10. What am I doing here? What am I doing? Going back in 5s. Can you give me more mathematical statement? Subtracting 5, right? Subtract 5. Okay, right, so that's your rule determined in words. Right, okay, you're going to do a few of these, right, okay, and then I'm going to move on to the next section, okay, because that's all it is. Right, so it's basically, this first section just introduces us to sequences. Are we all good? Right, okay, so when out I see do on this page, do all the part 2s. Okay, so do 1 part 2, 2 part 2, 3 part 2, that's too big, 4 part 2, right, and that's it. Okay, so here in this one you have to write down the next 4 terms. So 1 part 2, write down the next 4 terms. 2 part 2, write down the next 3 terms. Okay, 3 part 2, they're giving you the rule, right, and you have to write out the first 4 terms, and then in part 2 they're asking you, can you spot the rule? So just do the part 2s in each one. Is that okay? Can you read that? Okay, so 1 part 2, 2 part 2, 3 part 2, 4 part 2, right, as quick as you can so we can move on. Yes, sorry, it says write down the next 4 terms for this one. For this one it says write down the next 3 terms. For this one it says write down the first 4 terms, and for this one it says describe in words. Okay? Do we have to write the rule? No. For one part, the only one you have to write the rule for is part 4, question 4. Okay? would you be able to, in the marker box there, there should be a red and a blue one of those. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes. Yeah. Right, ready? Right, okay. So for the first one, 2, 5, 8, 11, 14. What's next? 17, 20, 23 and 26. Do you all get that? So you're adding on 3 every time. Is that okay for the first one? Next one, write down the next 3 terms. So minus 10, minus 8, minus 6, minus 4, minus 2, 0, 2. Right, so you're adding 2 every time. Are we okay with that? Right, next one, write down the first 4 terms. So start with 5. So there's your first term, 5. Count forwards in steps of 3. So what's next? 8, 11, 14. There's your first 4 terms, yeah? Okay, and then describe in words each of the following. 0, 4, 8, 12. Start with 0 and add on 4 every time. Okay, or go up in steps in 4, or count upwards in steps of 4, something like that. Is that alright? Are we all good with that? Can I move on to the next section? Yeah, of course. So girls, the next section is repeating patterns. Okay, so repeating patterns, right? So repeating patterns, and I will give you an example to explain what a repeating pattern is. Yeah, notes copy, back to notes copy. Right, okay, so just give me a sec, sorry. Right, okay, so I hope that on, but they didn't intend for it to come off anytime soon. So I'm going to go, there's a green, then there's blue, then there's red, then there's green, sorry, you can't see, There's green, blue, red. Then there's green, blue, red. You don't have to get different colour pens now, right? Okay, you can just write GBR, right? Then there's green. What do you think is next? Blue. What's next? Red. What's next? Green. And then I'll go dot, 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 because I'm tired. Right, it's a repeating pattern, would you agree? Okay, right, it repeats every, how many counters say? How many letters does it repeat? 3. Green, blue, red. Repeat. Green, blue, red. Repeat. Green, blue, red. Agreed? Okay, so my question is, what is the, what is the 24th letter? What colour is it? Or what is it? Right, then I might go, what is the 31st letter? And part 3, I might go, what is 105th letter? Now I could write them all out, couldn't I? Right, okay. So I could write out all the way up to 24, GBR, 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 and count it, couldn't I? Right, okay. But that's all very fine when it's not too big. But for 105th letter, we don't want to be counting out 105 letters. We'd go mental, wouldn't we? Right, we'd go mad. Right, and we'd forget counting, and then we'd have to start again, and it would just be a mess. So what we do with these girls is we see it's repeating in steps of 3, isn't it? So that's term number 1, term number 2, term number 3. So this is term number 1, term number 2, term number 3, term number 4, term number 5, term number 6. Okay, repeat. 7, 8, 9, repeat. So it repeats every 3, isn't it? So the multiples, every term number, if it's a multiple of 3, what is it? The red is 3, 6, 9. So if it's a multiple of 3, what is it? If it's a multiple of 3, what is it? It's going to be red, isn't it? Like term number 3 is red, term number 6 is red, term number 9 is red, term number 12 is red, so if I count up in 3s, okay? So you always go with the end one, girls, okay? So I know that red is always a multiple of 3, would you agree? So is 24 a multiple of 3? Yeah, so that means what colour is the 24th letter? Red. It's red, isn't it? Because 3 goes into 24 evenly, doesn't it? Okay, is that right? Okay, 31. Right, so the only one I know is red. So the multiples of 3 are red, that's all. So you go with the last one, the multiples of 3 are red. That's the only one you can say. Right, the multiples of 3 are red. Is 31 a multiple of 3? No. But there's a number near it that is a multiple of 3. So what number... What's a multiple of 3 near 31? So number 30, isn't it? What colour is number 30? Red. So the 30th counter is red, isn't it? How do I know the 30th counter is red? Because it's a multiple of 3, isn't it? 3 goes in evenly into 30. So that means the 30th one is red. Would you agree? Right, so 31 is next. It's straight after the red one, isn't it? What comes straight after the red one? Green, so the 31st letter is green. Okay, the 105th letter, right? Okay, So I know if it's a multiple of 3, it's red, isn't it? So I'm going to divide it by 3. So 105 divided by 3 goes 3 times, and 1 over goes 5 times. So it is a multiple of 3. So what does that mean? It's red. Right? What colour is the 106th letter? 106th one? Green. What colour is the 107th? Blue. Right? What colour is the 104th? The 105th is red. What colour is the 104th? Blue. It's the one directly before it, isn't it? Okay? So what you need to do for your repeating pattern is you look at the last one in the pattern and you say, oh, that's in position 5. So it's always in a multiple of 5. Right? Or something like that. I'll do another one. Can I take that away? Okay? Right. So, example 2. That was example 1. I don't think I wrote it on top of it. Example 2. So I'm going to go A, B, C, D, E. Repeat. A, B, C, D, E. Repeat. A, B, C, D, E. Dot, dot, dot. Okay, is that right? So look, it goes 5 letters and then it repeats, doesn't it? And then it goes 5 letters and then it repeats. And it goes 5 letters and then it repeats. Agreed? Right, so it's going every 5 letters it repeats. Right? So you always take the last, so it's going, multiples are 5. So it's repeating every 5. So this is position number what? 5. This is position number 10. This is position number 15, and so on. Now they're the only ones you can be sure of. Okay, so if it's a multiple of 5, you know it's going to be what? The letter E. Isn't it? So if it's a multiple of 5, it's definitely going to be an E. Would you agree? Okay. So the questions are, what is the 25th letter? Is the 25th letter? Answer? E. How do you know it's going to be E? Because it's a multiple of 5. Right? Okay. So I'll just put in, it's a multiple of 5. You all know what a multiple means, that 5 divides in evenly. So 5 goes into 25, no remainder. So it's a multiple of 5. Therefore, it's an E. Right? Is that okay? That's the first question. Second one, what is the 43rd letter? Okay. Is that a multiple of 5? No. It's not a multiple of 5. Sure it's not? Okay. So I can go to a multiple of 5 near it. So what will I say? Multiple of 5 near 43. Which one do you want to go? You have a choice. You can go 40th or you can go 45th. Which do you want to go? 40th. Will we go? The 40th letter is an... What's the 40th letter is an? E. So if the 40th letter is an E, letter number 41 is A. 41st letter is an A. 42nd is a B. And 43rd is a C. So therefore the 43rd letter is a C. The 40th letter is an E because it's a multiple of 5. 5 into 40 goes evenly, doesn't it? Right, okay. So that's why the 40th letter is definitely an E. So the 40th letter is an E, and then we start again. So 41 is an A, 42 is a B, 43 is a C. Right? Or what you could have said, the 45th letter is also a what? An E. Why is the 45th letter an E? Because it's a multiple of 5. So the 45th letter is an E. So letter 44, what's letter 44? D. And letter 43 is a C, which is the exact same answer, isn't it? So you can either start below and work up, or you can start above and go backwards. Right? Is that okay? Are we getting it? Because sometimes it takes a minute to... is anyone like struggling? Right? As in, do we all see where I'm getting these answers? Because sometimes it takes a minute for some people's brains for the pattern to kick in. And that's okay. Right? Okay, I will admit I'm one of those people. It takes me a minute to process the pattern. Okay? Right? And part 3 then. What is the 61st letter? So you'd go up to 61. So you'd be a long time writing them out, wouldn't you? Because you have to write 61 letters. Okay? Now, is 61 a multiple of 5? No. If it was a multiple of 5, what letter would it be? It'd be an E. Get a multiple of 5 there around it. So 60. Right, so what's the 60th letter? It's an E. All the multiples of 5 are E's, aren't they? So what's the 61st letter straight after it? It's an A. Because after an E comes an A. Does everyone see how I've done it? Right, okay. I might do one more. Right, okay, so example 3. Okay, so what'll I do? I'll do a dot, a tick, an X, and a circle. And then I'll start again. A dot, a tick, an X, and a circle. Then I'll start again. A dot, a tick, an X, and a circle. With me? Right. What does it repeat in? Patterns of what? 4. So there's 4 shapes, and then there's the same 4 shapes are repeated, and then the same 4 shapes are repeated. Agreed? Right. So you can only tell where it's the last in the pattern. So which is the last in the pattern? What's the circle, isn't it? So the circle is always last. Right? So the circle is in multiples of what? 4. Because that's number 4. 5, 6, 7, that's number 8. 9, 10, 11, 12, that's number... So if it's a multiple of 4, what do I know? Multiples of 4 are circles. So if it's a multiple of 4, it's a circle. So multiples of 4 is a circle. Are we okay? So then I'm going to say question. What is it? I won't bother writing out the question. So I'm going to say, what's the 40th shape? What's the 40th shape? So you ask yourself, is 40 a multiple of 4? Does 4 divide into 40 evenly? Yeah, so that means it's a circle, isn't it? Okay, number 2, I'm going to ask for the 62nd shape. Now, is 62 a multiple of 4? You might be sure. What have you got in your calculator? Or what have you got in your hand, a calculator, so you can check it out. 62 divided by 4. See, do you get a whole number? Right? Okay, you don't. So I can definitely say that the 62nd shape is not a circle. Sure it's not? Because it's not a multiple of 4. So you need to find a multiple of 4 around it. So can anyone tell me a multiple of 4 around 62? 60 divides evenly, doesn't it? So this 68 is a circle, isn't it? Because 60 is a multiple of 4. So if 60 is a circle, 61 is a dot, 62 is a tick, right? And that's what the question was, 62. Do you see how you work it out? Okay, do you think we have it? Yeah. Okay. So that's enough for one day. So I'm going to give you some exercises on each of the things we've done. Okay, so we'll do right, okay, so we'll do page 415, 6, 7 and 8, and we'll do page 418, let's do 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that actually goes on to 419. Is that okay? Yeah. So I will put up those for you right now.